Hi guys, welcome back to Butterfly Box 78. Okay, so I'm really bored during this coronavirus, so we are going to do celebrity reads, y'all. Yep, that's what I said. Celebrity read.
Can't have the extension.
Nope.
I need it for my room.
Sorry.
I don't even have a light.
Anyway, we are going to be doing celebrity reads. My daughter said the first one she wanted to do celebrity read on was DaBaby. So we will do a celebrity read for DaBaby. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and set our intentions. I guess this will just be a general read for DaBaby. Please explain to me more about the DaBaby. Please explain to me more about DaBaby. General read. All right, here you got some wine going, yeah. Let's see here. Whew, DaBaby. Please explain to me more what's going on with DaBaby. Oh, wow, wisdom. First card to pop out. Judgment in the reverse. Three of Swords in the reverse. The overall energy being the Princess of Cups. All right, me. All right, so what this is saying is DaBaby is being very wise about certain decisions that he's making. However, with Judgment being in the reverse, something is happening where, let's see, hold on just a second. So actually, I think this has to do with a love relationship, honestly. With Judgment being in the reverse, there may be some type of blockage. I don't know if he's trying to end something with someone, because it does look like that this is definitely affairs of the heart, with the Three of Swords being in reverse. In the upright, it generally refers to heartbreak, but in the reverse, it still kind of means heartbreak, just not necessarily always that person that we're speaking of being heartbroken. So DaBaby, it can also refer to like overindulging in grief and sadness, maybe even depression. And then also with the Princess of Cups being in reverse, this is showing us definitely like emotional satisfaction. Not just that, but she's walking away. So it could be DaBaby maybe walking away, or whoever DaBaby is. Close your door, please. Close your door. Whoever it is that he's dealing with could be walking away. It's not necessarily his. No. It's go away. I'm sorry, guys. So it's not necessarily DaBaby's heart being broken per se. I think that there is a lot of sorrow as far as maybe some of the decisions that he's made, but he's using his wisdom. So whatever the relationship was, it seems like it might have been toxic, and it's definitely leaving that other party deep in their feelings. They've had to cut somebody off. Let's get a little bit further into this. Please explain to me more about the Judgment. Please explain to me more about Judgment. Why is Judgment here in the reverse? Please explain to me more why Judgment is in the reverse. Please explain to me. 3 cards. All right. All being in the reverse. So before I get started, I just want to let you guys know that this is really strictly for entertainment purposes. However, anytime I'm reading reversals, I will keep pulling into like at the upright, because when I read, that's how I read. We want to figure out how to turn the energy right. And reversals to me mean lessons that have to be learned. So with the Five of Cups, that's definitely a situation where you're not satisfied with any offers that are coming forward. Also, there could be an imbalance or a blockage possibly as far as communication is concerned. Also, Hermit in reverse. The Hermit is a major arcana, and with it being in reverse, this is saying that you're not going inward for the message. Like you're not using, it's like you're not following your gut feeling. You're not listening to what your body is actually saying, like what your gut is telling you. And as a result, we also have Four of Cups in the reverse. So again, either there is an overactiveness or underactiveness in the heart because you're not satisfied with what's being offered. You're concentrating more on one emotional thing instead of all the other things that are surrounding this particular situation. Okay, let's see here. All right, and then with the Eight of Swords, this is with the Eight of Swords being in the upright, this is about looking at yourself. But when you see yourself in the mirror, it's like a blind decision. It's like it's kind of self-imprisonment. It's like you think that you're in the dark, but you're only looking at yourself in the mirror. So even though this can actually refer to devastation, this may be devastation on whose heart actually ever got broken. And the reason that I think that the baby made this decision, or the person that they were dealing with made the decision, was because the root of who they are as the person kind of, it boils down to the root of who this person is, especially with communication imbalances, not listening to your gut, and then your heart not really being in the right place. It's hard to make decisions correctly, and that's probably what the blockage is. We also have the Three of Swords in reverse. Please explain to me Three of Swords in reverse. All right, Three of Coins. So whatever this situation was, it wasn't built on us. It wasn't, whatever relationship this was, it wasn't built on a solid foundation. So again, not listening to your gut feeling. It could be that the cross watcher, who would be the person that they may be dealing with, had it's almost as if maybe she knew she shouldn't have been dealing with this person, or with the baby, maybe in that way, or maybe he knew he shouldn't have been dealing with this woman because he knew what it was going to be, and the foundation of this situation wasn't solid. That's why the overall energy goes back to emotional dissatisfaction. And of course, as you can see, she's turning her back because she's walking away from the situation. Now, it could be the baby that's walking away from the situation emotionally, but the biggest thing about this, and don't think that I'm referring to, the baby as a princess. It just means that we have divine feminine and we also have divine masculine within us. So it doesn't matter that that other part of who we are as people could be removing themselves emotionally. Maybe because it just, maybe because of the pain. Who wants to be in a situation where their heart's just being broken? All right, please explain to me more. Please explain to me more about the Three of Coins. All right, we're going to go ahead and go into this. We're going to choose this one. Yeah, Two of Swords. So there was an inability to even make a decision. There was an imbalance in the sacral even to be able to conjure this decision. Whoever it was deciding to walk away wasn't really trusting themselves. Four of Coins. So something in the heart, again, that this person was attached to, that they didn't want to give up. Maybe they just loved them too much. And the Hanged Woman in the upright. So there was some stagnancy. Somebody had to make a move. And that's why they got the Hanged Woman in the upright, because there were a lot of lessons that had to be learned within this relationship. With the Hanged Woman, it's like a decision had to be made. It's almost like as if neither one of these parties wanted to leave. And the overall energy being the Five of Swords. So it was definitely things that were being said, the communication. There could have been a argument. DaBaby or whoever they were dealing with could have been on guard. There could have been, and whoever it was walked away. I almost feel like it was DaBaby that walked away from this situation, because I think he knew that there was nothing really that he could do. Sometimes when we're in relationships, it is hard for us when we know that we've done everything that we could, especially when you go through so much with somebody. You've done everything that you can do. Sometimes it's just best to walk away. And it's not that you've been defeated. It's just that what else is there to fight over? And with the Ace of Swords being in the upright underneath, this is the beginning of something. This is, to me, like DaBaby's energy. This is the root of who he is. And I would say that, you know, he's definitely on guard, cutting away the BS, and the root of who he is not going to deal with this anymore. He's not going to entertain a bunch of silliness. If it's too hard, if the relationship is too hard, why continue? And then with the World being in reverse, this wasn't, I think that, see, he's very emotionally stable. I think DaBaby is actually very emotionally stable. I think that and see, with the Nine of Cups in reverse and the 10 of Wands, he was carrying a lot of burdens. I think that DaBaby was actually doing the right thing, even though this person, they had this wish fulfillment that there was a union, or possibly this person that he was dealing with or is dealing with, or whatever the case may be, he loved this person, or they loved him very, very much. They thought that this was going to be, you know, a relationship, possibly a marriage, an engagement. But with the World in reverse, this is saying this wasn't working in the right way. It wasn't working in the right favor. It could have been a karmic situation, but there was just too much. As you can see, there are just too many lessons. There's a lot that, you know, this person has to go through. And I think that where this person, you know, where DaBaby is in his life is, you know, he already has a lot of responsibilities. So why would he, you know, why would his loved one, why would you want to be with someone who is going to weigh you down even more? You know, affairs of the heart can be much more heavier than taking care of your family, you know, or looking out for loved ones. With that responsibility, and you trying to make somebody happy, and you trying to entertain the whole entire world, you know what I'm saying? That's a lot. And come out with new music and continue to be creative. It's insane. You know, that is so much, that's so much to carry. And I think that a lot of times as fans or people who are watchers, we listen, you know, to these entertainers, and we think that, you know, they just got to come back every time with this newness, and it's so difficult, you know, to be able to continue to go forward with people, or just even with yourself. That's why I see entertainers just they go hard in the paint. No wonder they do so many drugs and, you know, stuff like that. They party hard. They have to be at the club. You gotta do your shows. I mean, it's a lot. So I totally get it. All right. So the sexual tarot, the overall energy being the Four of Cups. So again, this is not being happy with the offer in a regular tarot deck, but in this particular instance, I think that there are things that are going on that the baby doesn't really know about. Let's see here. Oh, Three of Pentacles. We got the Two of Swords. Okay, so this came in the reverse. So again, inability to make a decision. And the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. But I don't necessarily read these as reversals, so we'll put them upright. Let's see here. So I do believe that with the Three of Pentacles, you know, the baby and who he is or was dealing with, I think he loved this person. They loved each other very much. I would say that he may have cradled her, you know, like a baby. Even though he's the baby, he held her, you know, there was something very comforting about him that she felt, almost as if maybe she felt like that he wanted, like she wanted him to grow her, if I'm saying that right. As if, I don't want to say mentor, but I think in some ways, whoever he was dealing with was looking for a father. However, I think that there was an issue with satisfaction. I think no matter what he brought her, she was unsatisfied. There was a level of satisfaction that this individual that he was dealing with, or maybe it was whatever that she was bringing to him, whatever the case was, I can tell you that there was, you know, turning your face towards somebody that's offering something to you is a dissatisfaction. You know, she's not exactly, I mean, I would say that there is a level of affection, but it's almost like it's not good enough. It's weird. And then with the Queen of Pentacles, I think that, I do think that the baby may have looked at whoever he was dealing with as a queen. I think the respect was there. The problem is that she wanted him to serve her, but it couldn't be reciprocated. It was always met, I think, with opposition. And so that's what made the relationship so difficult, is that, you know, when you've got such a big role to play in society, sometimes it's hard. You know, you can't live your life just trying to please somebody in that way. You know, the point to me in relationships is to be able to come together and grow together. But this was a very kind of one-sided relationship. And it may be that it was that he was looking for her to kind of bow to him, because he may have that, you know, energy. But whatever the case may be, with this energy of the Four of Chalices and the Eight of Chalices underneath, I would say that there was definitely things that were going on behind the scenes that maybe the baby didn't really know. There was definitely some dissatisfaction, some conversations that were being had, especially with the scissor, the magnet, and the coin. You know, it's all about, this is kind of about luring somebody in for the kill, you know, so you can take their money, which is really shitty. I wish I didn't say it like that. But it's almost like no matter what either one were doing to each other, it's like they just weren't happy. It was just like, oh, just let me go. It's just too much. And with the Hermit being in the upright also under the deck, it just, I think this person just didn't, you know, I think the baby had a really hard time trying to find the passion in this relationship when things went so far south. Yeah, I mean, So that's what I'm getting from this. Let's see. Let's look at the path of wisdom. What is the path of wisdom telling us? Please explain to me the path of wisdom for the baby. Please explain to me the path of wisdom for the baby. I don't think these cards want to be, they don't want to be shuffled. They said no, no more. And for some reason I'm taking this one and this one. Let's see here. Please explain to me more about the path of wisdom for the baby. Please explain to me more about the path of wisdom. There it is. All right, and we have the Son of Earth. Let's see here. All right, so with integration being in the reverse, these cards, whether they're in the reverse or in the upright, there's not negativity, it's always positive. The thing about this is very telling of this situation, is that the person that they were dealing with or the baby was having a problem coming together with this person in order to make something really beautiful. I really think that because it's in the reverse, it was more about the other person coming together. I think trust was a factor in this situation. Also with Daughter of Water in reverse, had it been in the upright, I would say that emotion was being poured into you. But in this situation, I think the baby was really comfortable about his emotional side, and so he was pouring emotion into the situation. I think that it was just a problem with the partner not maybe believing or accepting that he meant what he was saying. I mean, how much more can you prove to somebody something? I mean, for real. And then air, Seven of Air, fertility. This is like rising, you know, above the situation. As hard as it is with all these rocks, you see the staff piercing through, you know, the rock. So this is just really that situation where you're just, you know, you're forging ahead. You gotta, you know, as hard as it is, you made this decision. And so, you know, this is what it is. It's hard. It's hard when you're doing things and you're fighting to get to the surface. And then with the overall energy being the Son of Earth, there is, it's like the Son of Earth to me represents an offering, but this has to do more with abundance or money. So there's going to be new offers, I believe, that are going to come in for the baby. And this is something that he should take. And with the Ace of Fire in reverse, and the arrow pointing back in, it's like he's finding a new passion. There's something new that's going to be coming forward. Instead of it being a passion that's outward, it's going to be more of a passion that's inward. And it's really important for the baby to listen to what Spirit is telling him, because I think it's leading him really in the right direction, especially with what is this? Six of Fire, victory. So definitely going to be in a winning energy, and there's going to be balance, and that's really, really awesome. And then Daughter of Fire being in reverse, this is telling us that he's going to have to do some energy healing, where the energy that he's putting out, he needs to go within and clear out a lot of that negativity. And just so happens that negative thinking was in reverse. I mean, in the upright. So that's why the Daughter of Fire is there, to clear out the negativity within. And I think outwardly with the Star card, it has to do with following. In the upright, it's all about following your dreams, prosperity. And in the reverse, in this particular deck, this is saying that there will be prosperity, but it'll be something that he will have to do outwardly in order to have that abundance within. So, or whatever is driving his dream. there will be an outward display of that, is what I'm saying. Let's get the wisdom. Please give me the wisdom for the baby. Please give me the wisdom for the baby. All right, confrontation. Pick your battles wisely. So I think that that goes along definitely with the wisdom, because all this is saying is that there was an argument. I feel like the baby turned around and walked away because this person was just so defensive, so guarded. I do think that this person, I do think the baby is, when it comes to confrontation, he is picking his battles wisely. I don't think that he's just arguing for the sake of arguing. It's like, you know, like, girl, you crazy. Why? We ain't even getting ready. I'm not even getting ready to argue with you. I do think that there is, because this situation was so hard, I do believe that there is a battle of the blues that says take step towards positive change. And that goes back to clearing out the negativity and the negative thinking within. It would be really good for the baby to probably find ways to meditate. And sometimes meditation doesn't have anything to do with just sitting there and being quiet. Although if you find that to be good meditation for you, then you should definitely follow that. You know, I think that this, in this particular thing, if music is the meditation, then really pour that, in order to cleanse that negativity, maybe use the music to clear out the negativity. And if the baby knows anything about music, he understands that certain sounds and megahertz in music can activate certain things within your body. So when you keep it on that higher level, that can actually clear out the lower level negativity, right? He also got animal bond. It says stand up for all animals. So maybe part of healing has to do with a bond if he has any pets. You know, pets can be extremely therapeutic, and it's important to have that bond. I think sometimes when you're sad, these animals can pick that up and actually kind of make you feel better. Petting an animal is very therapeutic. So the baby, if you don't have an animal, you might want to think about getting one. Maybe a dog, something along those lines, if you already don't have 50,000 dogs already. But there may be one animal that you have that you just kind of favor. Like, you love the other ones, but I think the baby favors this one in particular because, you know, he has a particular bond, you know, and if not, then you need to find a bond. All right, popularity. Duh, we know you're popular. All right, let's see what else. These are the angel cards. My kids made these cards. Honesty. So that goes back to this reading. Again, it's just being honest with yourself, being honest with the person, the baby that you like. Why? I think with this outpouring of well, that's what this is. With pouring out, you know, your emotion and explaining why this won't work, being honest is really going to be able to turn the energy back right, because as long as you hold on to that information, not explaining to the person why, it can be very hurtful. Leaving somebody in the dark sucks, you know. I think it's time, especially in the state that we're in now, to really learn how to close out some energies. And having closure is important, you know. So I think that's some of it. Wealth. We already know that, you know, not only are you becoming wealthy, that you're going to be acquiring even more wealth. This is a very interesting reading. Because this is what this is. And, you know, to be honest with your fans, you know, also when you're writing your music, being honest with them will also create a wealth. And then, you know, the overall energy for the angel cards was focus. So, baby, it's really important for you to focus. I wouldn't say your energy so much on this love relationship that may not be working out, but just to put, you know, a lot of that negative feeling into the music so it can filter out to make things positive. I think that's how you'll really clear the energy. And then I didn't even tell you the overall energy for the card for the wisdom is sensuality. It says express sensuality. So of course I think that the baby is probably a very sensual individual, and that a lot of women, I'm sure, probably men, but more women find him very attractive. My daughter just told me today that she loves the baby's teeth. She loves his teeth. She has a teeth fetish or a tooth fetish. But anyway, the baby, that is your reading. I hope that, stop it. I'm sorry, that was my cat, or my daughter's cat. Anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this reading. I hope this was entertaining for you guys. And we will come back again with a new reading. You all have a wonderful day. Namaste. And thank you. Bye.